Hey guys, when it comes to survival, when it comes to backpacking, when it comes to having something that you can carry that's with you all the time, a good little 22 survival rifle is irreplaceable. I mean, there's so many different reasons. And so Robbie Wheaton and I are going to be doing some stuff. We're going to be talking about some of the different options. We have a bunch to show you. But we're going to start out with one that Robbie brought, and that's the M6 survival rifle.
Yep, the Springfield M6 survival rifle. It's 22 long rifle over 410. They also made this one in 22 Hornet over 410. But it's a great lightweight backpack rifle. Get you in, get you out, and be able to take care of you if you need a good survival rifle.
Yeah, and these went actually with Air Force crews during the 50s and 60s.
They did, yeah. This one was originally introduced and put in the Air Force survival kit starting in 1952 up through the mid-70s.
And then we got the Henry survival rifle, and this was actually the AR7, actually designed by Eugene Stoner. And this is just a really cool little option. This was actually made in 1959. Now this is one of the Henrys, which they've revitalized that line. Very cool option. So what are some reasons why you need 22? I mean, what's the big deal?
Well, you know, to me, one of the biggest reasons to carry 22 ammunition is 22 is very lightweight. You can carry a lot of ammunition in a very small compact package that will last you a long time.
Right.
So 50 rounds, 100 rounds of 22 ammo in your backpack, you're not even going to know it's there. Versus 50 or 100 rounds of 5.56 or 7.62, that starts adding pounds to your pack.
And two, these rifles typically will compact down to make them really easy to transport. And so we're going to go through a number of different ones and give you some pointers on what you might be looking for. Because really these started out, but there's a lot of really cool designs that actually surpass these.
I believe so, yeah. There's some really neat stuff that's available today that have really taken the basic survival rifle and really enhanced it.
All right guys, first we have the M6 Scout. Again, this is a Springfield Armory made gun. Robbie, you were talking about who made these before. And
the M6 Scout rifle was originally developed by Springfield for the U.S. Air Force as a survival rifle. The rifle was made by Springfield as well as Ithaca starting around 1952 and then up through the mid-70s.
Now, one of the things about this is a single shot, but it has the two calibers, so it gives you a lot of potential. But right here is your lever, and you just open it, and then it just breaks into a small piece like this, a little bit more packable.
Mm-hmm. And one of the nice features with this rifle, you've got a takedown pin here as well, which is very similar to your AR-15 takedown pin. You depress that, take the pin out. Maybe. There we go.
Right, and so now you've got two pieces that actually make a very small package. That's really cool. And pretty simple to put back together. Yeah, that pin is just very easy.
One of the nice features with this rifle, you've got this rubberized stamped steel cover and a little button here. Depress the button, raise it up, and then you've got storage for your 410 as well as your 22 long rifle ammunition in the buttstock.
Now here you'll notice that the trigger is like this paddle almost. One thing I really like about it is it has this little nub that comes off the end. So you can actually shoot this like a regular trigger, but if you just have gross motor skills or something's happened to your finger, you can actually just press this. And there is a stamped steel trigger guard right here.
Yeah, one of the cool things about the rifle, it really reminds me of the Liberator 45 from World War II. It's a very simple design rifle, all stamped steel construction on the buttstock, and very minimal machined parts on this rifle.
And the sights, just a blade sight at the front. And then here at the back, it has a small little aperture sight. And then you can drop that down for more of a combat type sight with a little notch. So really innovative. And of course you have your hammer here, and then what about this, Robbie?
Yeah, this is your barrel selector switch on the top. It's also your safety, so you can select your different barrels just by twisting and moving this knob, select the upper barrel or the lower barrel, and then also use it for your safety.
And if you'll notice, it'll actually change where the firing pin is. And so that way you're able to fire either 410 or 22. And then just makes it really cool. Also, we have a sling swivel here at the front and then also here at the back. There is a polymer type spacer material that's here in between the stamped metal, so you can feel it right in here. So it's not just a hollow design, it's actually reinforced with the polymer. So with this, we have a single shot breakdown 22 and 410. It does fold, but it also comes apart to come into two pieces to make this very packable. So I think this is a great option for a survival rifle. All right, next on the list is the AR7 by ArmaLite. This is actually a Eugene Stoner design. And these were used by Israeli air crews, never really adopted by the U.S. military though, even though it was kind of directed toward U.S. military.
Right, it was designed as a survival rifle for the Air Force, but was never one that was really put into application. But I tell you, this has always been one of my favorite survival 22s just because of its uniqueness and the storage capability of the rifle to be able to disassemble it and store everything in the buttstock where the rifle can float.
Right, and we're going to show that in just a second. This was also offered by Charter Arms and then Henry Survival Rifle is what it's called now. This is really a great rifle, and it's really nice that Henry has taken this because they've done a great job with it. It does have a 10-round magazine, so it's semi-automatic, and that gives you a little more capacity or capability than the original M6.
You know, one of the things with this rifle that's always been a gripe and a complaint of mine, and hopefully one day they'll fix it, is it's a survival rifle, right? Well, a survival rifle, in my opinion, needs a silencer or a suppressor on it. And with this one, with the thin barrel and it's got a sleeve on the barrel, it's too small to be threaded. You know, I wish that they would make this with a little bigger barrel and thread it to where you could put a suppressor on it.
Yeah, there is just a small tube that comes through, so I think that might be the problem.
Yeah.
Because this is like a polymer sleeve that goes over it. Alloy receiver, and of course with 22 it's not a big deal. One thing too is this little bolt charging handle. It actually pops in and out. Front sight, really nice, visible, a post, and then a small little aperture sight at the back, and you can actually adjust this sight with a little small screw. And we do have a rail mount right here to put on a small red dot. But now what the big plus for this gun is we can take off our barrel and it pulls loose. Then here at the bottom we have a nut. We can just take that small bolt.
Yeah, just a little thumb screw, easy to undo.
And then we can pull out the receiver. So it makes it a really small package, and then we can take off the butt cap. Barrel goes right into the buttstock, and we have our receiver that goes in. There's a place for an extra 10-round magazine as well. Next, we can pop on our butt cap, and now it will float. And so it's really cool for that matter. And two, you can slip this right down into your pack. Makes it really easy.
It does. It's a very easy rifle to use. It's a very easy rifle to store and stow away. And then you have it if you need it.
And really, it's not bad to get it back together.
Now, it's got a little indexing pin on the top, like with the AR-15 barrel, and just line up the notches.
Yeah, and you want to make sure you press that barrel in because it's set a certain way. You don't want to have any headspace issues. There we go. Good and tight. Drop this in, and we just screw it back in. And really just good and hand tight. And then replace your butt cap. And we're back in business. I mean, again, really quick. Now, some advantages of this particular rifle.
A couple of different advantages. One, the rifle comes with two magazines, two 10-round magazines. Both of them can be stored in the buttstock. It's semi-automatic. It's a very accurate, it's a very lightweight, easy to use rifle.
Then it goes right into this stock,
yeah.
And then it'll float, it's waterproof, keeps it out of the elements. If you're gonna add a red dot to it, you're not gonna be able to pack it away, so that could be something, but the sights are not bad. I mean, overall, it's just a great little rifle.
It really is. And you know, as a survival rifle, so there's not a whole lot of steel on this rifle that can rust, which is another thing that you want with a survival rifle because you're not gonna be in an environment where you may be able to clean your rifle on a regular basis. So it's really easy to clean, really easy to service, and you don't have to worry about your rifle rusting to the point that it won't work when you're in a survival situation.
Right. Now next we have probably the most popular .22 rifle ever made, and this is a Ruger 1022, but it is the takedown model. I think that really legitimized survival rifles.
I believe so as well. The takedown 22, it gives you the ability to still have a full-sized rifle that fits you properly. A lot of your survival rifles just feel kind of flimsy in your hand. This actually feels like you've got a good solid rifle in your hand. Aluminum tension barrel, super lightweight, and just the ability to take it down and have such a small package in the 1022 platform, which is exceptionally reliable.
Yeah, and let's go ahead and take it down. Right here is a small button, and you just push it forward, and then you turn the barrel and the handguard, and now, I mean, it makes a really small package. This is actually the light version, so it's a little bit smaller than the original takedown model. But, I mean, guys, it's so simple, and you get that 1022 reliability, which is huge. The stock is a polymer stock. This one, again, is the lightweight, so it's very light. Really, I would probably go more with a red dot on this one. I think that would be a great option.
Yeah, me as well, just because the red dot is it's gonna decrease your footprint size in your backpack. It's always nice to have a magnified optic, but for a survival rifle, that smaller footprint in your backpack is going to be more important than the magnification on the optic.
And we do have a threaded barrel, so you can put suppressors on there. It is a thin tube, actually, inside this aluminum housing, but it does make it super lightweight. And then again, you have your magazine capacity. Now the magazine's out of this one, but 10 round box mag from Ruger, but you can also get their 25 and 30 round mags. I mean, there's a number of different mags for these. And one thing about Ruger in particular is because it's been so popular, there's a ton of different things you can do to change this.
You know, I always say the Ruger 1022 is the small block Chevrolet of rifles. Yeah, everybody and their brother makes aftermarket parts and accessories for these guns. They've been around forever. They're extremely reliable. The 1022, you can go to just about any gun shop in the country and get replacement parts for these rifles to keep it running.
Right, and just have a small little kit with you.
That's right.
So, great rifle. Again, one of the most popular selling .22 rifle designs ever, and with the takedown model, it gives you an excellent breakdown. In fact, really, as far as taking the takedown compared to the standard 1022, I would take the takedown hands down over the standard 22. Now to take it up a notch, we have one of the Volquartsen Envs, or Envy. This is a 22. It's actually based on the Ruger 1022 Action.
It is, and this is an incredible rifle or pistol, depending on the configuration and barrel length.
Yeah, this is a pistol, by the way, pistol brace, but they do make this in a rifle.
Carbon fiber barrel, just all of the millwork on the receiver and the bolt, it is an incredibly well machined piece.
Yeah, I mean, when you get into the inside of this and just see the polishing, I mean, that polished bolt is just uber reliable. The accuracy on these are just phenomenal.
Well, you know, that's the thing. Anyone that's ever really messed with 1022s knows that Volquartsen is the gold standard when it comes to 1022s and 1022 aftermarket accessories.
Yeah, I mean, the trigger, flat face trigger, and it's one of their accurizing triggers. Yep. The mag release.
Yep. Oversized mag release, oversized bolt catch. One of the nice things with this one, you lock the bolt open. This one has the auto bolt release. So when you lock the bolt open, to release it, you just pull the bolt handle instead of having to fiddle with a little lever trying to get the bolt to drop like on the original 1022s. So much nicer.
And we have QD ports on either side, and we have this little foldable brace. I mean, that makes a super small package. The carbon fiber barrel is just beautiful. And then, of course, it's threaded.
Absolutely. Which, to me, for a survival rifle, is a must-have.
And then we have an RMR on here, but it has a mounting system where you can put different type optics. And so it gives you a lot of different options and a standard AR-15 grip on the back. Now, this one does come in a takedown model. Volquartsen does that. In fact, I've got one that's 22 Magnum and 17 HMR. But they do make it in 22. So they do make the takedown model, but this one, because it's so small and it is in pistol form, doesn't need to be a takedown.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
But just a really excellent rifle, or here, pistol. Now the Marlin Papoose is one that's been around for a long time. It's actually based on the Marlin Model 70. This is the takedown model with the Papoose. It just makes it a really small package. But this was really designed for those who are going camping, hiking, but yet it is great for survival. Great shooting little gun. It is semi-automatic. You have a 10-round magazine. But there are also other magazines available that are extended because these guns are just so popular. I really like this stainless steel finish because it's just weather resistant. And it comes in its little case and it makes it really nice. Very easy to assemble. Very simple design, similar to the Ruger takedown model in a way, but again, you have that semi-automatic capability. And Marlin's been around for a long time. These do come in the blue version as well, but great rifle, has a long tradition, and I really like the Marlin Papoose. We're just showing it from the review. Now this is something that I came across a while back, and this is a Chiappa Little Badger. Doing something with the holiday gift guide from GetZone.com, and I had experience with the Little Badger. This is a tiny little rifle. It is the smallest out there. One of the cool things about it is single shot. And it has a little breakdown here, and it folds. Very similar to the M6 rifle. And so it just makes it a really small package. Quad rail here for Picatinny rail. Steel barrel, it's blue steeled. And we just have this little wire stock. And you can see with this, the extreme version, we have shell holders here at the back. And so it holds 12 rounds. Just a really cool design. And two, Robbie, we got one of the factors here on the end.
Gotta hit the marks for me as well. Both the barrels are threaded on these little rifles. And I tell you, for a no-nonsense survival rifle, these little guys have covered all the bases. Extremely lightweight, durable. I mean, it's just a bare bones 22 that will get the job done. The little guy here on the bottom, you've got M1 carbine style sights on it.
Right, aperture sights on the back.
That's right. Windage and elevation adjustable on the rear.
Now one thing you'll notice on this original model is we have a little small 22 scope, and it's adequate. I would much rather have a little red dot on here, but it comes with this package. But this one typically does not have the sights attached. So I'd really like to have the sight option. I think that's a better option. But the one big plus with the Extreme is here we have this small little knob, and we turn it to white, hit it, and it breaks down. And so it makes a really tiny package. Also here at the back, we can unscrew the butt plate and then close it. And so now we have a very small package, and actually this little ledge here fits into the Picatinny rail to make this just a tiny piece. I mean, that is crazy how small that is.
It is extremely small, extremely lightweight. One of the neat little features, they both got a piece of pick rail here on the bottom where you can put an AR style grip. So it gives you the option of adding a grip if you want it, or you can keep it minimalist like these are and just stay as small and as compact as possible.
Now we just did a review. In fact, I've reviewed this one earlier, the TDX. We just did a review on it. And of course, all these will have annotated above. But really simple, and it is single shot.
Yep.
But once you get in the rhythm, I mean, you can really start to shoot this really quickly. And one of the big things I think is a huge plus is the rounds here on the back. You're able to get to those rounds without fishing around in your pocket. You can just reach back, pull off a round, load it, and you're ready to fire. And so even though this is a single shot, again, once you get into a groove, you can really put out some rounds fairly quickly.
Well, and in a survival situation, you're going to really try and maintain your ammunition supply as long as possible.
And the TDX version comes with a tube. And this keeps things out of the elements, but it also protects the rifle. And so as we slip in the little slot here to lock that into place, drop this down into the tube, and we have a really protected little package. So Chiappa really did a great job with this. The original, excellent, but this is over the top. Now as far as capability, this is the Tippmann 22. and they make it in a lot of different configurations. This is their pistol form, but they do make it in a rifle. This gives you extended mag capacity and 25 rounds.
One of the things I really like about the Tippmann 22, other than it is extremely reliable, is the fact that it's based on the AR platform, which a lot of us are very familiar with. So you're not trying to learn a new manual of arms or anything like with a lot of the other ones. You're transitioning to a firearm that you're already used to the manual of arms. You already know where everything is on it. You know exactly how everything functions on the rifle. And it's a very easy, very smooth transition.
And one thing I do like about this is I can lift this up and we've got a tiny package and you can shoot it this way. So that makes it really a great option. Of course, in the pistol form, again, you could get this in the rifle form and have the same options. And the weight is fairly lightweight, which makes it nice. And we have sights that fold down. So, this is really, to me, more of an optimum for your extra rounds and a little more capability that you would have with the other rifles. But, it is going to be a little bit bigger, especially if you're going for the 16-inch barrel.
Right. It is a little larger platform. It is going to take up more space in your pack and add a little bit more weight. But you do have the threaded barrel where you can run a suppressor on it. You've got a very reliable semi-automatic rifle. 25-round magazines. It's easy to carry extra magazines. It has a lot of features and a lot of benefits.
Well, and we did a lot of shooting with this in full automatic. Robbie's an SOT Class 3 dealer, and Tippmann sent one of the full autos for us to test, and it was super reliable. We had no malfunctions. So if it's reliable in full auto, it's going to be very reliable in semi-automatic. So just definitely a very cool option. And guys, if you're looking for an AR-22, I think that the Tippmann is one of the best out there. So guys, there's definitely a place for a small little 22 packable rifle for survival. Or for camping, hunting, and just getting out and plinking. It's a great option for kids.
It is. I've always been a big fan of 22. It's one of my favorite rounds. I shoot it a lot, and normally if I'm going to the range, a lot of times 22 is what I'm going to be using. To have a rifle like this that I can fold down, super compact, shove it in my backpack, take off in the mountains for the day, and know that if something happens that I have a way that I can feed myself, provide for myself, protect and defend myself, these little rifles are indispensable.
And so hopefully we've given you some good ideas. Guys, there were a lot of them. I'm sure there are probably others that we missed, but low report, very inexpensive to shoot, and just a lot of fun. So having a nice little 22 rifle in your arsenal is just, to me, one of the most important things, especially if you're a prepper. All right, really appreciate Robbie Wheaton for being here. And guys, he has a great YouTube channel, been a gunsmith for over 20 years. And he does some really great reviews from a different perspective. And that's it, Robbie Wheaton. His link will be down below in the description. Also, Wheaton Arms, he does custom gun work. And he does a great line of Glock aftermarket parts. In fact, the flat face trigger is the best. I always have to mention it because it's just incredible. But Robbie, thanks for being here.
It's good to be here. Good to talk about one of my favorite subjects, 22s.
Definitely. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic.
Subjects, 22s.
Definitely. I'm such a redneck. And we really appreciate Robbie Wheaton for coming out and hanging out with me. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna hang out. Hey Siri, please check on your mom. I'm not Siri. Dude, we are awesome. You know that? We are just awesome. All right, take two.
As long as we're killing phones. Rolling, rolling.
Yeah, rolling. Now, honestly, I think if I was going to have it, this would be the one I'd carry.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard me fuss about that? No, not once. It's a zip.
Zip. Yeah, that'll get you going somewhere. Zip. This is over the top. I'm trying to get over the top here. Single shot. Well, blowout. Come on, man, we're gonna get you.